Check, check, check. I think this mic is working. I'm not even sure. I kind of forget how to do this. Holy moly, it has been since February I have not done an episode. So anyway, here we go. Welcome to Talking Tobacco. I am your host, Bill. And yes, it's 4th of July weekend, and I have not done a podcast since February. I apologize for that, for those 3 or 4 guys who were waiting for a new episode. I appreciate it. Just been busy with work and family stuff, and I have a podcast for work that I do that I have to do almost every week. So it just takes up a lot of time. It's hard to get some peace and quiet with my son running around like crazy, and it's just not that easy to get these out. But I'm going to try my hardest to do it a little bit more often, as I said about 10 times in the past. All right, so for today, I want to talk about my top 5 summer tobaccos so far that I've been smoking. This is not the top 5 best pipe tobaccos of all time, obviously, or anything like that. This is just my own personal list of what I've been smoking, because that's what this show is pretty much about. You know, tobaccos that I've been sampling and stuff that I'm really into at the moment, and that fluctuates so much, almost on a day-to-day basis, which is pretty crazy. But I've talked about this a little bit in the past, where I'm more of a seasonal smoker. Well, it sounded weird. I'm not a seasonal smoker. I get maybe 4 to 5 bowls in a week. My favorite time of day to smoke is like first thing in the morning with a cup of coffee. I drink a hot black coffee, even in the summer, because the mornings are still kind of cool, although this weekend has been brutal. High 90s for us. That's pretty horrible. But I have a back room, again, with a ton of windows that I open up. I don't use the air conditioning back there. So in the mornings, it's pretty cool. I open up the windows and hot black cup of coffee, and that's my favorite time of day. I usually don't smoke anymore after that. So I get like 1 bowl in the morning, maybe 3, 4, if I'm lucky, 5 times out of the week. That's it. Also, when I say seasonal smoker, what I'm talking about is, depending on the season, will determine what blends I'm reaching for. So right now, it's July. It's summertime here in the Northeast. It's hot. I like Virginia tobaccos. I like straight Virginias mostly, and some light Virginia Perique blends. And then as we move into fall, I'm going to get back into my Burley blends, which I love also. And then when we get into the holiday season, I'll shift over to English blends. Probably still smoke Virginia Periques, because they're probably my favorite for most of the year, unless it's, 100 degrees. Then I'd rather not have that peppery spice kick in my tobacco blends. So being summer and hot, I'm reaching for Virginias. And something else that I've figured out too over these past months of not recording and just kind of smoking and paying attention to what I'm enjoying at the moment, I'm realizing that the beverage is important to me. Okay, I can't smoke a pipe just with like a glass of water. It just doesn't. It's not enjoyable. So for me, it's more of the combination of, it's the first thing in the morning, it's a cup of coffee, and it's the tobacco. It's all 3 of those things are what I enjoy. So smoking a pipe later in the day, it's just not as enjoyable to me. I don't know if it's because I have food in my stomach, or, my palate's just not fresh or clean from from not having food, first thing in the morning, or it's me not having my coffee because I'm probably not drinking coffee midday. So these 3 things kind of go together: early morning, black cup of coffee, and tobacco. And where that's screwing me up is one of my favorite Virginias is HH Pure Virginia from Mac Baren. I love that blend, but it does not go well with coffee in my palate. For me, it's a tea blend. And I mentioned this in the past before as well. I kind of categorize tobaccos in two categories. Is it a tea blend or is it a coffee blend? And it depends on the blend, obviously, and it depends on how it just tastes and smells to me. When you look at HH Pure Virginia, it's got that, it looks like a dark brown. It looks like a tea leaf. It smells like tea to me. And it tastes really good with tea. And when I've had it with black coffee, it's just off to me a little bit. It doesn't go with the coffee flavor that I have. Okay, so your mileage may vary with that. Your opinion, is your own, obviously. But to my palate, it doesn't go well with my coffee as it does with my tea. So I tend not to smoke it because I haven't been drinking tea. It's driving me crazy because I don't have tea first thing in the morning. I'll have it maybe in the afternoon, but it's July and I'm not drinking hot tea in the afternoon. Now, I could drink a cold tea. I could do that. Don't really favor that. So I almost rather save my next bowl for the next morning. Sounds weird. I get it. That's me. And these are the thoughts that go on in my crazy brain. I'll give you a couple honorable mentions since I just mentioned HH Pure Virginia that didn't make this list that I love that I'm just not smoking right now. So this isn't even my favorite summer blends. These are just the summer blends that my top 5 that I'm smoking right now because, like I said, I really do love HH Pure Virginia, but I'm just not smoking it that much because, again, I'm not drinking tea. So that's one of my honorable mentions. Another one is Samuel Gowlett's Full Virginia Flake. Love that blend, but again, for me, it goes better with tea, and it hasn't been in my rotation. Also, I tend to favor bright Virginias in July and August, and I feel like there's more reds, or maybe it is a red Full Virginia Flake. I don't know, but the flake itself is black, and I'm pretty sure they're reds, but for whatever reason, it goes better with tea, so I haven't been smoking that one. And I have a lot of Full Virginia Flake, believe it or not. I've been stocking up on it and over the years, and now I'm not smoking it, so what the hell do I know? Those two will be my honorable mentions, so here we go. My number 5 tobacco that I've been smoking the most this summer is Peter Stokkebye's Luxury Twist Flake. This is a straight Virginia flake, and it's an interesting cut. It comes in like these square zigzag pattern shapes. So I'll give you the description off Smoking Pipe. So Peter Stokkebye's Luxury Twist Flake is pure Virginia blend from the fields of Zimbabwe and the eastern United States. These leaves are hand rolled into a spun cake and then pressed and sliced. This is a really good straight Virginia. I love the way it rubs out. And believe it or not, that's a factor for me. So like Full Virginia Flake is just hard to handle for me. It's like a thicker cut. It's hard to rub it out. It always wants to go back together. It's kind of weird. But Luxury Twist Flake, you could just grab a square and just crunch it up and roll it out and almost roll it right into like a ribbon cut. There's definitely toppings on this. I think I smell like coconut or raisin or honey or something like that, or maybe even vanilla. But there's definitely, this almost smokes like an aromatic, but not quite. So if you are coming from aromatics and you want to smoke a straight Virginia, this would probably be a good crossover. But it's definitely sweet. And I found, believe it or not, that I like smoking this almost like a dessert. And it tastes really good with, I'll make an espresso with honey or even a latte with a little milk in it. And this blend goes amazing with it. So it's definitely on the sweet side. Again, more of a desserty, not a typical aromatic with an obvious, top note, but there is something on it that's sweet. I don't know if it's coconut or honey or vanilla, but it's really good. So this is my number 5. My number 4 is a GLP's blend. It's Stratford. And this is a really good vapor Virginia Perique blend. I like this one a lot. This is one where I actually went back and ordered a couple more tins after I smoked it the first time a couple years ago. It's just really good, and it's got one of the most unique tin notes that I've ever smelled before. There's almost like a grapefruit scent in there. It's kind of weird. I can't really explain it, but it's so good, and the flavors are great, and it's a ribbon. So sometimes when I have a certain pipe that just smokes ribbons well, I'll grab this, it sounds kind of weird, but I have, for my billiards, I have a Bing's Favorite, which is like one of my favorite pipes. That pipe's amazing. And I have a bent billiard with a pretty deep bowl. That's when I'll grab this GLP Stratford, because it's just, for me, to smoke a flake in one of those bowls, it just would take too long. So when I'm smoking a flake, I like a short bowl. And when I have like a larger bowl or a taller bowl, all my bowls are kind of narrow anyway for Virginia blends. I just like narrow bowls. They just seem to smoke Virginias better for me. But when I'm smoking a ribbon, I need a taller bowl because ribbons just tend to burn quicker because of the cut itself. It's just more, it's a more fine of a cut instead of like a tightly packed and compressed flake. Even when you rub it out, it still seems like those flakes are take a longer time to burn. So when I'm smoking GLP Stratford, I'll grab either my Bing's Favorite, which has got like 1.5 inch bowl, or I have a bent billiard that I had made, which has like a 1.75 deep bowl, and I'll smoke that ribbon in there. But anyway, here's GLP's, the description for GLP Stratford off smoking pipes. Pease's Stratford is an enticing blend of delicately sweet brights and rich, ripe red Virginia tobaccos, seasoned with just the right measure of fine Louisiana Perique. The wonderfully nuanced interplay of sugar and spice is sure to delight the lover of this time-honored combination. The room note is soft and subtle. The taste is zesty and piquant. This one is for the Virginia Perique fans. So it is really good. I like it a lot. I suggest, if you like Virginia Periques and you do like a ribbon cut, I would say check out GLP's Stratford. Quick side note on Stratford. I learned about this when Bradley from YouTube, Stuffing Things, his channel, he was trying to find a replacement for Elizabethan mixture, and he wound up actually picking Stratford. Although he didn't really love Stratford that much, it just kind of hit the notes that he thought was fine for, his everyday smoke. I don't like Elizabethan mixture at all. I just don't. And I love Stratford, and he's kind of the opposite, where he loves Elizabethan mixture, but didn't really care for Stratford. So if you love Elizabethan mixture, I'm not sure you're going to like this one much. But if you don't like Elizabethan mixture, I would try this one for what that's worth. Okay, my number 3 blend that I've been smoking the most this summer is another bulk blend. It's Sutliff's 507C Virginia Slices. So this is a straight Virginia, and it's a bulk blend, just like Luxury Twist Flake, so it's nice and cheap. And to me, Virginia Slices taste like Orlik Golden Slice. It even looks like it. But it doesn't have any Perique which I know there's some people out there that think Orlik Golden Slice doesn't have Perique. I think it does. There's a little spice there. But Orlik has definitely has some kind of casing or topping. It's got probably a casing where it tastes like orange. I taste a little orange in Orlik. And I know the tin is orange, and that could be messing with my brains, but Orlik does taste like it has a little honey and a little orange in it or something like that. So this one doesn't. The 507C Virginia Slices does not. So if you like Orlik, but you think it's topped with something, and you rather have something, more of a plain straight Virginia, then try the 507C Virginia Slices, and it ages well. Everyone if you look at YouTube and search for this one, anyone who has it will say that it ages amazingly. And I think the jar I have of this is probably only a year old, maybe a year and a half, 2 at the most, and it's fantastic. Anytime I want a straight Virginia in the morning, and I like my brights for summer, it just works. It's just perfect. It's almost got a little graham cracker flavor to it, and it just hits all the notes. Anyway, this is the description from Smoking Pipes. It says, a flue-cured Virginia flake with smooth aromatic topping. Okay, that's weird. Sutliff's Virginia Slices is blended to provide an enjoyable smoke with an extra bit of fragrance and flavor. I don't get any topping on it. It's so funny that it said that. But I don't get any topping on it. I think it's rather plain. If you want a topping, I'd rather say go with Orlik Golden Slice. But if you're want to try a bulk Virginia blend, definitely try this one. And if you like something with a topping, I would try the Peter Stokkebye's Luxury Twist Flake. I don't know if I mentioned that, but that was also a bulk blend. Okay, so coming in at number 2 of the summer blends I've been smoking the most. Speaking of the devil, Orlik Golden Sliced. Orlik Golden Slices I love, and I just kind of bounce between this one and my Virginia Slices from Sutliff, depending on if I want that little spice and little, I don't know, Orlik just has a unique little extra flavor. I think of orange when I'm smoking it, but I love Orlik. I'm sure you've had it or you've at least heard of it. It's always available. It's pretty cheap as far as tobaccos go. And I wind up getting like 3 or 4 3.5 ounce tins off of Pipes and Cigars a couple years ago when they were on sale for like $10 each. So I was like stocking up. And this is from Smoking Pipes. Among the most iconic vapors and smoked by all shrewd judges, including many pipe collectors and pipe makers alike, Orlik Golden Sliced is a flake cut blend of Virginia with a touch of Perique, offering a delightfully natural flavor profile marked by a touch of sweet citrus. So if you like Virginia Periques and you like a lighter Perique, definitely check out Orlik if you haven't already. I'm sure you have, but I'm sure we have some newer pipe smokers listening, which I hope. And if you're looking for Virginia Perique blend to try, I mean, you can't go wrong with Orlik. It's one that I can never imagine being tired of. It'll always be in my cellar. And I can't imagine ever not having it on hand. And really, Orlik would probably be my number 1, but because I know I'll always have it around. But my number 1 is very limited and scarce, and I don't know how often I'm going to be able to get it. But my number 1 pipe tobacco that I've been smoking, and I kind of screwed this up because it's not the most, but it is the best one I've been smoking because it's absolutely delicious, and that's Sam Gawith's Best Brown Flake. It's a straight Virginia. it's like soft. It's a soft flake where when you hold Luxury Twist Flake or Sutliff's 507C, they're not soft flakes. They're kind of like harder, but they crumble up into like, a fine ribbon. Sam Gowith's, and I'm sure it's just the moisture levels in them, but it's the Sam Gowith's Best Brown. It's like a soft flake that you got to kind of like dry out a little bit and then slowly rub it out. But it's like just brown in color, not as dark as HH Pure Virginia, a little bit lighter shade than that, but this is delicious. And right now it is available on Smoking Pipes, so I just put an order in and grabbed some more. But I haven't seen it available for so long, and I was walking, I mentioned this before, I'm from Philly, and I was walking down on Walnut Street, coming out of my office, and I walked into Holt's, and they just happened to have it. They just got a shipment of Best Brown and 1792 Flake. So I grabbed a few tins. I never had it before. And man, it is so good, especially for a straight Virginia. I mean, it's just delicious, guys. If you like straight Virginia, get yourself some Best Brown. Holy moly. All right, so this is from Smoking Pipes on Best Brown. Sam Gowith's Best Brown Flake features hand-stripped, flue-cured Virginia tobaccos, free of topping to showcase the leaf's natural flavor profile. A smooth, delicious smoke with a subtle hint of natural sweetness. So good. Just creamy. Just a creamy, delightful smoke. One of my new favorites. So that's it. That's my list of my top 5 summer tobaccos. Maybe I'll do a deep dive into each one of those at some point. But that's it, guys. I'm going to wrap this one up. It's my first one back in a while, so bear with me. I'm trying to squeeze these in as much as I can, which I will try more, I promise. But if you have any comments for me, those I still have the Google Forms available. So if you go in the description of this podcast, click on the link. You can just leave me a comment, or if you have a tobacco, especially for the newer guys, if you have a tobacco you're wondering about or you would like my review on, write it in there. I'd be happy to check it out, especially if I have it already. If I don't, it's going to be kind of a pain in the ass. But if I get enough requests for one, I'll talk about it. But yeah, if you want to put your favorite tobaccos in there, I would love to check it out. Just to be perfectly honest, I'm really not smoking English blends right now. And I'm not really into anything with Latakia. And I shouldn't say not anything with Latakia, but anything with Latakia forward. I really like GLP's Bankside, and that has Latakia in it. But it's more of a Virginia Perique with a little bit of Latakia. But man, that stuff's so good. So if that's the case, I would love to hear your opinions on what your favorites are. And if I have those tobaccos, and maybe I'll go out and get it if I don't. But if I get enough requests for a certain tobacco, I'll definitely go buy it, and we'll talk about it. So anyway, guys, thank you for giving me another shot. I know I've been offline for a while, but I hope to be back again soon, and I appreciate you downloading the show. Have a great rest of your summer, guys. Hopefully I'll be with you soon, and take care.